Showtime! The Capital G Show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here, doing another episode of Hidden Gems. Today's Hidden Gem was brought to my attention by a subscriber of mine named Rangeless. He posted in the last video in the comment section a card that I should talk about, and I looked the card up and I thought to myself, wow, this is a pretty effective practical answer to some of the higher tier decks of the format. I think I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. So the hidden gem I'm talking about today is Stygian Dirge. It's a continuous trap from Stardust Overdrive. Damn, that's pretty old. Anyways, the effect is reduce the level of all face-up monsters your opponent controls by 1. I like that effect. It's short, straight to the point, and yet very effective. Now, this is one of those cards where if we were in a format that's vast and has a plethora of variety, I think that this card would be highly impractical. But as most people gravitate towards the big 3 decks, that being Evilswarm, Dragon Rulers, and Prophecy, I think that this card can actually be very effective and can find a niche in a lot of side decks. I say that especially because the #1 deck that you're going to want to side this card against is Dragon Rulers. It's just so damn effective against the deck. Now, I'll say it once again. This card is extremely simple. There aren't a bunch of layers to the strategy that you're trying to employ here, but that's perfectly fine because sometimes the simplest strategies are the most effective. I mean, this card basically has one job and one job only. Keep your opponent's key extra deck cards in their damn extra deck. If you're siding Stygian Dirge against Elemental Dragons, I mean, this card is just the absolute nuts versus the deck simply because it reduces all the Elemental Dragons to level 6. If they're all level 6, then obviously you can't make ranked 7s on me. No ranked 7s means no Dragossack, no Big Eye, no Gaia Charger. It means that all those key cards that you lean on for your big plays just aren't going to be accessible. And since the deck runs no ranked 6 XYZs, I mean, in layman's terms, you're basically going to have to go the entire game without XYZ summoning. I mean, good luck with that. And then, you know, as opposed to cards like Iron Imperial Wall, to where your opponent can still make, you know, really good synchro plays, you're not going to be able to have those either. You know, it's practically going to be impossible for you to make any effective synchro plays because Flamvell Guard, a Fleck Veiler, they're both going to be level 0. So if you think things like Scrap Dragon and Black Rose are going to be able to bail you out, yeah, you better think again. Stygian Dirge can also be moderately effective in the Evilswarm matchup simply because, well, the entire deck is basically made up of nothing but level 4 monsters, and if Dirge is out, then they all become level 3 monsters, so they're not going to have access to Ophion or even Evilswarm Bahamut, but you need to be advised that, you know, they do run 3 copies of the pandemic virus, and if they have it, they're immediately going to use it, go into Ophion, and then Ophion's just going to search another copy so that they can do it the following turn, so you won't really have gotten anywhere. You know, the deck does have a very blanket counter to the card, so it's something that you need to watch out for. And the final deck I would consider using Stygian Dirge against would be Gadgets. I say that because you look at the way that the extra deck is constructed, you look at the way the main deck is constructed, I mean, it's basically nothing but level 7 and level 4 monsters, especially with the addition of Redox. You know, Machina Fortress, Redox, those make XYZ plays using double of any of those cards, and then obviously the gadgets themselves. But, you know, they've also included things like Kazatekage, which are really only in the deck for XYZ plays. You know, if all your gadgets and Kagatages and gear frames are now becoming level 3, what are you going to XYZ for? To my knowledge, the deck doesn't run any rank 3 XYZs. The same thing with rank 6s. So, you know, you're basically playing against a slow-paced gadget deck that is going to be potentially dead drawing cards because those Kagatages are going to get absolutely no utility in that match. So, you know, I think that these 3 decks, you can actually side this in effectively against, again, the #1 deck is obviously going to be Dragon Rulers because it shuts down their synchro plays and their XYZ plays, and they're going to need those to win because outside of Heavy Storm and Blaster, they don't really have a ton of ways of getting this card off the board. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and take care. Subscribing makes life happy.